Just because something is legal doesn't mean it's right or fair. What happened to James Poynter is perfectly legal, but does it feel right? Judge for yourself. James Poynter has worked all of his life. He's avoided debt all of his life. But when his wife got hurt and couldn't work, he had to borrow some get-by money.
Well, my wife got sick, so I had to, try to figure out, if you can put out, go get a loan. So I thought about TitleMax,
JP went to TitleMax and ended up taking out a $2,500 loan. He figured if he made a $400 payment every month, he'd have the loan paid off in a year. That was an expensive miscalculation.
I was in the jam for, a jam, really.
JP never missed a payment, but the terms of the loan were so difficult it didn't matter.
Man, that's crazy. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Robert here. This is one of those videos that I wanted to bring to the fore as a teaching moment. There's a lot of folks in communities that don't have the financial literacy that you need to have to prevent being taken advantage willingly by loans such as this. This is why I'm such a proponent of home ownership, because had this gentleman had, say, a home equity line of credit, you could get access to some quick cash, because it sounds like he did, everything right, but life happens sometimes. But notice the amount, $2,500. A lot of things that we have the advantage of sitting back and playing Monday morning quarterback, saying, well, you should have had an emergency fund and all of these things. But we know and understand that a lot of folks don't. So the purpose of this video is to highlight issues that are ongoing and then show you all that home ownership is a benefit from a banking standpoint, or being able to tap into some of the equities that you may have. The key is this: small dollar amounts, okay? Being able to assess the money quickly, right? And that's why these companies exist. Not breaking the law, but it seems kind of raunchy, to take a word from my brother. If you don't mind, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so that you're notified whenever we bring content like this to the channel, because our goal here is to simplify the home loan process. It really helps the channel, and I thank you in advance.
Lawyers are not even going to read all this stuff. They bury you in paperwork. But then you come through down here and you find annual percentage rate for cash advances. The APR for this account is 215% per annum. You also see in boldface the annual fee is none, the penalty fee is none. So you literally believe, well, that's okay, that's on my side. Well, then you come up to the next page, and in italics, in smaller print, a customary fee rate of 191.88% per year. So not only do they charge an interest rate, but they charge something called a customary fee rate. So you're behind the 8 ball before you even start.
And that customary fee is a big financial blow. Tigard says the customary fee and interest nearly makes the loan impossible to pay off.
That is crazy. As the saying goes, the devil is truly in the details. All of the legalese that they try to bury you through, and the gentleman that they have going over the documents said it right. Most lawyers aren't even going to read. Most of us don't read. And so this is a place where artificial intelligence can help those of you out that need to go through documentation. Number 2, having a trusted professional, one that you know, like, and trust, and vetted, that's just not all about money, is very important. And then number 3, your accountability, your responsibility. This is an older gentleman, and I let grace abound and give favor to older folks. But if you're Gen X going down, that's not an excuse anymore. You have to stay relevant. You have to understand the way in which you have to do business now. And so when you keep handing your livelihood and your finances and things of that nature over to people, and always go with the path of least resistance, you're going to always find yourself, as the gentleman said, behind the 8 ball. A lot of these smaller legal title loans, check cashing loan places. They're making a killing. And if you notice what part of town that these folks are in, you would think there's no money over there. As I tell you guys all the time, you pay all of the bill. Who is you? Low or bad credit? Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm. These companies study you more than you study yourself. They know you make a certain dollar amount and they're preying on you. And so this video is meant to be uplifting and to encourage you that with the technology that you have today, you can get an advantage over a lot of these things that are set up to keep you poor. And the number one thing that you can do is own a home, regardless of what people say. Now, you have to be able to afford said home. And a lot of folks don't want to deal with the 8,000-pound elephant, gorilla, whoever's in the room. It's a lack of income. And so we're all dealing with rising cost. And so you have to find a way to be more productive and limit your costs.
JP never misses a payment, but it doesn't matter. And here's why. Sample month, July 2023, early in the loan, he makes a payment of $451.09. The customary fee and interest is $451.10. Deeper into the loan, a full year later, same story. He makes a payment of $458.27. The customary fees and interest the same month, $458.27. Every month, same story. Look at the balance. Down, up, but really unchanged. The loan is stuck, and so is JP. After 2 full years, the $2,650 loan, where JP made monthly payments of at least $400 every month, still had a balance of $3,260.74. The total JP paid over 24 months to include the final payoff was $13,664.37. Keep in mind, this is legal. Here's TitleMax's response. The short answer to your question is that we are required by law to disclose an annual percentage rate for our loan products, but the reality is our customers use their workforce or bridge loans as a way to fill the gaps when life happens outside of their normal budget. The state of Tennessee proudly advertises the maximum interest rate for loans is 11.5%, but that's for mortgage loans. TitleMax holds licenses under both the Flexible Credit Act and the Tennessee Title Pledge Act, which permits loans and customary fees up to 264%.
So you have another cautionary tale. Here are the takeaways, in my opinion. Buy often and early. Buy what? A home. Why? It gives you financial flexibility. You build the equity, hopefully with appreciation, but for sure by principal reduction. Regardless of the size of the home or the cost, doesn't matter, but you have something that you could tap into. Number 2, utilize the tool to your benefit. All tools, when used right, make the job much easier. If you have said home, even today, and you have some equity, attach it to a home equity line of credit. There's ways to do so where you're not touching the interest rate that you may have if it's lower, but do so responsibly. Don't frivolously spend those equities. Use it for emergency purposes or when life happens like this. Number 3, gotta have a budget, guys. If you look at all of these videos that we're doing, it's not just to get you to watch. It's for educational purposes. Dave Ramsey's right on this one. 6 months minimum. And if you notice, $2,500 was the dollar amount. We have to get our reserves up because life is happening. Things are getting more expensive, and crying about it isn't going to fix it. So those are the takeaways. If you agree, great. If you disagree, great. Let's do so respectfully. More important, if I've missed some areas in which you can add to the conversation to benefit everyone that's watching, put it down in the comment section. If you need someone to help walk you through this process to home ownership and do it the right way. Would love to have a conversation to see if we're a fit. My contact information is pinned to the top comment and or the description below. That's it. Y'all be blessed. And until the next time, be good to one another. Let grace abound. Indeed.